During the Holocaust, millions of people were silenced. Families were separated, communities were destroyed. The Nazis attempted not only to eliminate Jewish people, but also to erase their culture, identity, and voice. Yet even in ghettos and concentration camps, art, music, literature, and poetry refused to disappear. In a world filled with darkness, creativity became an act of resistance.
Shortly after coming to power, the Nazis began attacking ideas. On May 10, 1933, university students and Nazi officials burned thousands of books across Germany. Jewish authors, political thinkers, and religious texts were thrown into bonfires. The goal was clear: control knowledge, silence opposing voices, and erase Jewish culture. Literature had always been a source of faith, hope, and education in Jewish communities. By burning books, the Nazis tried to destroy more than paper. They tried to destroy identity.
Censorship spread, artists and writers refused to fully surrender. In ghettos like Theresienstadt, and even inside concentration camps, prisoners secretly created drawings, poems, and songs. These works were often hidden in walls, buried in the ground, or entrusted to friends. Creating art was dangerous. If discovered, prisoners could face severe punishment, yet many believed that expressing the truth was worth the risk.
The Nazis used propaganda to present camps as humane and orderly, but hidden artwork told a different story. Prisoners drew images of overcrowding, hunger, forced labor, and fear. Children created drawings that showed both their suffering and their longing for home. Poetry written in secret spoke about grief, faith, and hope. These creative works pushed back against Nazi lies. They documented reality when the world could not see it.
Art was more than documentation. It was survival. Writing a poem or sketching a scene gave people a sense of humanity in a place designed to strip it away. Creativity reminded them that they were still individuals with thoughts, emotions, and dreams. In conditions meant to dehumanize, art restored dignity.
As Allied forces liberated concentration camps, the world began to uncover the truth. Hidden drawings were discovered, diaries were recovered, songs were remembered. The personal words and images of victims became more powerful evidence of what had happened. Works like the Diary of Anne Frank and the Memoir of Night by Elie Wiesel allowed survivors to share their experiences in their own voices. Through literature and testimony, the victims spoke to future generations.
Survivors continued to create. They published memoirs, preserved artwork, and performed music that had once been sung in secret. Museums such as Vad Yishem in Israel and United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C. now protect and display these works. Art created in ghettos and camps is no longer hidden. It stands as proof of resilience and truth.
These creative expressions are more than historical artifacts. They are acts of courage. They show that even when people were stripped of freedom, food, and safety, they still held on to imagination and hope. The Nazis attempted to silence millions, but they failed to silence the human spirit.
The song I knew was in Yiddish, and it goes something like that. Sforen, jatten, foren, auf den Fisch gefangen, es foren, fuhren, foren, foren mit Gesang, über Land und Teichen, voll mit Fang mit Reichen, it hat zu dir kein Gleichen, Birobijan. Echer sind Lieder, und das jo, alle Völkerbrüder gewohren do, Iden Gelerussen, Chineser und Tungussen, zu de frische Fischen, jo.
We memorialize Holocaust art, music, literature, and poetry because they remind us of both tragedy and strength. They teach us that culture cannot be erased by violence alone. Most importantly, they challenge us not to be indifferent. When we study these works, we honor the voices of those who risked everything to be heard. Creativity survived, and because it survived, so does their story.